Hey guys, it's Melissa with Web of Creativity. In this video, I'm going to show you how to make this adorable trinket box. This is a die from Sizzix. It's Eileen Hull. And look how cute this box is. Now, it does have a centerpiece if you want to cut out an oval frame. However, I did not. I just made it simple so I can decorate the front cover. I think it's adorable. So this video I'm going to show you how to put it together using a lightweight chipboard and how to mat it and decorate it. So this is, I used Graphic 45's Imagine paper collection with the hot air balloons, and so cute. And then this clock die is a Graphic 45 metal die. And the inside, I have a magnetic closure to keep it closed, and then an album on the inside. So I'm going to show you how to put this baby together. I have a separate video on the Star Tag mini album, so you can check the links below and check my YouTube channel for this video. Alright, let's get started. Alright, so we're going to be working on our trinket box first. It's by Eileen Hull. It's a Sizzix Die. It is scoreboard extra large, and this is how the die looks. It does have a center piece to cut out an oval if you wanted, but we are not using the oval part. But it is a very cute trinket box. So I cut out all the pieces already. We're going to make the box using lightweight chipboard. So it requires a front and back cover, one spine piece, one inside piece, which I'll show what that means, and then two side pieces. And then we have our cardstock that covers. So this is our front cover, our spine, front and back, inside, and then the inside of the box, and then the outside of the box. So I've already taped everything up, ready to go, and I will tape those tabs in a minute. So we're going to go ahead and attach our paper to our pieces. So when I cut out the cardstock, I cut out, you put your paper on the die for the front face, and then when you go to the back face, you put the paper opposite so you can have it line up. It's not exactly lined up if you do it, the front way doesn't line up perfectly to the back. So you will have to flip your paper over in order to get the back side of this cardstock lined up. So then I'm just going to check to see which one is the front, and then I'm going to add a little bit of glue to the tips of my paper, because I want that to be flush. I don't want any edge or it opened or anything. So I'm going to get my glue and add some glue. I'm also going to add a little bit of ATG, which is my advanced tape runner, just to give it a little more, because I want to make sure it sticks. Alright, now I'm going to add my glue just to the oval parts. And then I'm going to line up. I'm not going to line up. Alright. Once we get the front and back done, we will ink our edges. I'm going to use the Distress Oxide Vintage Photo, or you can use Vintage Photo. I'm liking the the Oxide Vintage Photo. Checking to see if it matters if it's... I think it does. Alright. Removing my tape backing. Adding a little extra ATG. And then going to add some glue to the top. Ah. Okay, and then we're going to add our ink. Okay, so that's our first piece, and then repeat for the second one. Alright, now that both of them are covered, we'll go ahead and move on to the spine. And I forgot to check to see if which was the right way. Okay, there we go. Oh, that's way off. Alright, I got it on straight. I'm going to ink my edges. Alright, then I'm going to add my bottom piece. Nope, had it right the first time. There we go. So this piece goes on the inside of the box. I'm going to do sideways. Ink my edges. Oh, I forgot to add tape to my tabs. Missing my tape. Alright, I added tape to my tabs. Now with this piece, I have extra tape on here. So this piece is going to get scored so you have 3 tabs. So this that's angled is 1 tab, and this is going to get folded so it'll be scored, and this is scored as well and folded, and this piece is scored and folded. So I added extra tape for when it gets folded my paper won't bubble up. So I wanted to make sure that when it's folded in half, I have this piece of tape right here is going to keep it down so it doesn't bubble up. Then in the middle, this between these 2 lines, that's going to get scored. So that's going to get folded. So I have tape on both sides of the lines so this paper doesn't bubble up. So you want to make sure your tape, everything is taped up. So the same thing with this piece right here. So I have a piece of tape on the bottom, and then where this line is, I have it on the opposite side of the line. So all of this paper will attach, and when it's all scored and folded, none of it should bubble up. So again, I'll show you the tapes. So I have the tape for the tab, then 1 long piece of tape underneath, so it's, where's my ruler? So you can see where it's going to get folded, and you want to have that piece of tape right on that fold line, or right above the fold line. And in the middle, so we have that middle piece, we want a piece of tape on both sides. We want it on the end tab, and then this is going to get scored, so we want this tape on the inside so this doesn't bubble up. Alright, now you can add some, I'm going to add a little adhesive here with my ATG, and then some in the middle as well. We want to make sure this thing gets stuck. So it is a lot of tape for one little piece, but it's needed. It's definitely needed. My ATG, so I'm going to add a little to that opening on the end, and then just pretty much straight down that middle. So I'm going to start off on the end. There we go. Get my ink. I don't need the tabs inked because these are going to get scored and folded under. Oh, there it is. Alright, so the inside, so these are side pieces. So the inside, we're going to attach right along the top, because again, these get scored and folded under, which you'll see as we go along. So let's go ahead and attach our inside pieces. And we're going to attach it so it's flush to the top and the side. Not the side that has that extra piece, but that's straight. With the no tab. I'm going to turn this upside down so I can see it. We're going to flush to the side and the top. Fold. Okay. I should have inked the bottom, but that's all right. I'll do that on the next one. I'm gonna go ahead and ink this guy first so I don't have any problems. Again, flush right up against that edge. Alright, now comes the fun part, and that is scoring. I did this with lightweight chipboard, which can be scored. You have to put some pressure. Find my... You'd think I'd be prepared. Alright, let me get... Alright. I got it. I got my bone folder. Alright, so our first piece is going to get scored a 1/2 inch. So it's this extra tab piece. Now with this, I'm going to say you're going to have to put a lot of pressure. Now my wrist is a little sore, so I'm going to have to go through it a few times to get this scored right. And then let's see how well I can do this with a sore wrist. So you can see, I think I got it in the light. You can see that scored. So we're going to fold that inwards. And then the same with the tabs. I'm actually going to flip it on this side because I'm going to run it up against my paper. My score line is not, it's not sitting on a score line very well. Okay, it's sitting on a 3/8 score line and not a 1/2 inch score line. So again, this one's going to be 3/8 as opposed to the 1/2 inch. So that 3/8 is, you're just going to count your notches 1, 2, 3. It's the light blue one on the Martha Stewart scoreboard. Oh, wrong way. Okay. Yep, I got that score line in there. Don't think you can see that one. And I'm going to go ahead and score this side as well for that 1/2 inch tab guy. Alright, do that to the other one as well. Alright, next we're going to score our spine piece. So our spine piece is going to get scored 3 score marks at every 1/2 inch. So we'll do a 1/2 inch, 1 inch, 1 1/2, and 2. So again, that's that's what you need. So we're going to do a 1/2 inch, 1 inch, 1 1/2, and 2. And then 2. Alright, and just keep going back over them until you fill it on the other side. Alright. Yep. Alright, so this spine guy is going to be a little fun to fold. It was a little harder to score because of the extra paper. So if you want, I guess you can score the chipboard first and then the paper and then attach everything. But I'm just going to use a ruler to help me fold on the score lines. It's hard to put pressure on my wrist, so I did the best I could. And so I'm using my ruler, finding my score line, and then bending. So I'm just putting my ruler up against my score line and folding over. Now it's not, because this is your spine, it doesn't need to be completely folded. You're not folding it in half. You're just making it like the binding of a book. So you want it more round than so we're just folded it to be round. There we go. Looks good. So the 2 on the outside, however, we want that to be more of a 90 degrees angle because that's where our covers are going to attach. Oops, wrong piece. There we go. There. Now we have our binding folded. Alright, now we're going to fold our side pieces. Now these guys need to be folded so they're at a 90-degree angle because they're going to be attached. And I forgot to score the middle piece. Of course I did. Oh, that's important. So we're going to score right in between where the V meets. And now that I folded everything, yeah, don't do that. I think it's at, yep, I'm gonna have to turn around. I'm just gonna have to pick a line to score because I folded so it's not following a line. Again, I'm just picking a line just to make it so I can score it. Alright. Okay. So now that is half a box. Which means we need to add tape to our sections here. We're going to add, this is my 3/8 inch tape, I'm going to add to this 1/2 inch tab. I should have put it flush to the, oh, that'll work. And then, because our tabs are only 3/8 inch, I'm doing a 1/2 inch. And these aren't flush, I'm getting that kind of more in the center area of the tab. Alright. Okay, and then we're going to do repeat for the second piece. So the middle one is supposed to be at a 90-degree angle. So it's going to make your box. Alright. Alright. Should have carried this paper all the way out. Didn't, so think of something else. So we're going to attach these two together and then these two to form our box. So when we attach, we want it to be flush. So this is folded at 90-degree angle, and then it attaches to the corner. And we want it lined up with the tops of both pieces. And the same with the next tab. And there's the start of our box. All right, next we're going to attach our binding. So we need to add our tape. I'm just cutting the tape off camera. Sometimes I need 3 hands. All right. So we're going to have our book pieces. So for our front cover, we're going to attach our spine. It's not directional. If you had some directional paper, you'd want to make sure that it was facing the correct way. So we're going to, I'm just going to eyeball it. You can measure it and mark it if you want. So we have that score line, that fold. We're going to want to line up evenly with the side of our box. And then have our be even centered on our front cover. So you can see it's just how much is that? Let's see. It's a little more, it's not even. So we have it a little more than 1/8 of an inch. Alright, then we're going to attach it the same way on this side. Need to make sure alright, so we're going to attach it the same way, lining it up at the fold, the first score line fold, and then centering it on the cover. Got the start of our trinket box. Okay. Next we're going to attach the box part, and we're going to attach it so it's it's closer to the inside spine area. And no, I don't have the tape off, I'm just looking at it to line it up. Yeah. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and remove the tape. So we're going to get one side attached first, which is the side by the spine, and then we'll make sure it's lined up evenly to attach straight on the sides. So we're gonna, my fingers are sticking to the tape. lining it up close. I'm going to guess about 1/8 of an inch from the edge. Alright, then once it's lined up, go ahead and attach. Okay, then we have the inside centerpiece, which I already put tape on, and that's just going to go on the inside of the box. Alright. So we're going to take off the tape. Alright, and we're going to attach on the inside the best we can. And there's our inside. So we have our inside, outside, our spine. Alright, for our side area, I've cut out several pieces. So we have this, I cut out 2 of the strips out of the paper collection, and we're going to add it to the outside edge. And then have a little Create Your Dream that goes on the inside, because we're adding a closure, a magnetic closure to keep the box closed. Gonna add a cutout to the bottom. We got stuff for the inside, and then we have stuff to cover on the outside as well. Alright. Alright, next we're going to attach our closure piece. So this is just 1.5 by 1.5 piece of cardstock, and then I scored it at 1/2 inch and added tape. So we're going to add, our closure is going to be some magnets. So what we're going to do is, it's going to get attached on the inside. So right now I'm going to have magnets hold it in place and see if this works by closing this up and attaching it. Might not work, but I'm hoping it does. So I'm going to get the placement is perfect. So I got my placement here. And I'm going to remove my tape and close this evenly. And just making sure it lines up. Push down. And I got it attached. First try. Alright. Now we're going to attach our magnet to the inside. We add a piece of tape. To my magnet. I'm going to put him on the center of cardstock. Oops, another piece of tape. And then I'm going to close him up. Might not attach. No, he's not attaching. That's all right. He is about right there. So I'm taking a little bit of my AVG, putting a little piece on. So I'm going to close this evenly. Now he's attached. Add a piece of tape to my magnet. There's more than one way to skin a cat, is what my mom always says. So I'm going to add my tape to my magnet. So now that I have the placement on the outside, I can fill for it on the inside. Remove this guy on the outside, and now I have a closure. And the ATG you can just rub right off. And there's how to attach your magnet closure. Perfect. So the inside right here that I have the magnet, I have a piece that I cut out. So we're going to attach it. Alright, next we're going to add our tape over the magnets. And then I cut out a little mat to go over it. It's 1 inch by 1.5 inch. Okay, then I'm going to add my piece to the inside. Alright, let's see where the center is. Roughly about like that. Oh, looks good. Okay, then we have our strip. So I'm gonna start at this end and go all the way around, and then have to add an extra piece. So I'm just taking off part of my tape. I'm going to eyeball the center the best I can. Alright, and then I'm going to measure, because I cut there's 2 strips and 1 sheet, but I didn't know how much I needed, so I'm going to measure. Looks like I need 2 5/8. So I'm going to trim this to 2 5/8, ink my edges, and attach. Okay, I cut my piece to, it's actually a little shy of 2 5/8. Then I'm going to butt it up against our first piece. Now if you wanted to, you can wrap it all the way around and then trimmed it off. But I like this. This works just fine. Alright, then I have my inside piece. It's going to get attached right in the center. It's a little hard to do. I should have attached it first to the paper, and not bad. Okay, then I cut out these 2, this strip for the inside here. I'm just going to attach about like that. I have a cutout that let's see. Let me get that up there. Just getting some placements. I think I'm going to want this up a little higher. Alright, so I'm going to attach it at my 1-inch line from the center. So this looks like it's about 4.5 inches. So if you use your Tim Holtz ruler, like I'm doing, it's going to be at the 1-inch mark. So I'm going to line it up. Oops. I'll give you another measurement in just a second. Alright, so it is 3/4 inches from the bottom. So I'm measuring 3/4 inches from the bottom to attach my strip. And then I got this cutout piece. It's to hide my tab, or just to decorate the inside. And I'm going to just eyeball that. There's my inside cover. Alright, looking good. Alright, now to decorate the outside cover. Alright, for decorating the front cover, I cut out of gold foil paper a clock of, it's a graphic 45 die. So I'm going to attach that to the center. I cut out a couple of hot air balloons from the paper collection, and I'll be using some thin 3D foam squares to attach those. Then I cut out this imagination from the paper collection, which I'm going to attach to the background, and then attach using the dots. So first I'm going to use some glue to attach this guy. Alright, I got my clock attached. And next I'm going to, I've already put my pop dots or 3D foam squares. And I want to attach this about like that. Looks good. And I'll put him about like that. All right. Oops. And there's my cover. Then my inside cover. Alright, it looks so cute. Now if I wanted to add anything to the spine, I did cut out some stuff, so there's like some, oops, some butterflies or something. There's this little clock thing. We'll come up with the, it's a little big. Anyways, I like it like that. Might put some dots on there or something. But that is the construction of the Trinket box. Thank you for watching.